Hey guys, it's Cugsley. Not Pugsley, not Cutie, not Cuddly, Cugsley. Alright, let's just straighten that out right now. Cugsley. And today I'm showing my Puppet for Dreams PS4. And this is for SCP containment breach. So, just kind of like showing how the logic works and putting it on my YouTube channel. So right here you have the main microchip, right? So currently the puppet can open menus, pick up items. There's actually a thing for 173, but I haven't added that in the game yet. Like, I made 173 and I made, the logic for both the character and the object, but I didn't put it in there because I'm still working out some AI problems with it. So, what you have here is you have, the site for 173, which is basically just some trigger zones to mimic kind of like a scope of view. So you have this here, which tries to mimic as much as possible what your actual line of sight would be. And then to add on top of that, you have a laser scope, so it knows exactly where the person is. So say that you go behind a wall and 173 is like, you can't see him, right? Without that laser scope there, then what would happen is it would think that you still see it, but you don't. So that's how that works. So if that happens, then it just sends a signal to the end gate that says 173 visible, which is that one. Then there's the die mechanic, which is basically starts off with kill char or kill character, and that will send a signal to a counter, sending it to 1, which will activate the camera, which is in the death position. It's like on the ground there. So it sends a signal to that and creates this timer, which adds in the kind of like a little effect. Adds in kind of like a blurred effect. So that's cool. Then finally, it goes here and makes steppy noises. It stops that because without it you just hear like a constant, like a barrage of stepping, so had to stop that. Then it goes to this timer and this small furniture impact, which basically makes it sound like you hit the floor, and then it ends the scene by fading to black and ending it. Then there's finally the menu UI, which actually I'll get to that next. I want to do the controller logic first, which is basically just a bunch of signals. So the controls are like square, the right direction button, left direction button, circle, and X. Those are the main ones. Oh yeah, and L1 and the left stick. So the left stick just makes you walk or run, depending on if you hold R1 or not. Or L1 or not. Oh yeah, by the way, this is not family friendly because I like, not being hidden from the algorithm. So, fuckity fuck. Now, Jesus fucking Christ. So, each of these buttons will go to a timer, right? Which is at point 1, it's like the lowest it can go. And it'll send a signal saying, like, left D, fuck. Left D, right D, square X. That way, it kind of sends a wireless signal rather than a bunch of wires, because this thing looked hideous before I fixed it, like today. So, and then finally, because X is how you interact with stuff, it's like square is to open menu, and X is to pick up items, open doors, and to stop people from say like opening the menu and like clicking on something next to a door, so the door doesn't open at the same time as when they open the menu. I made it to where there's actually 2 different X's, so there's like press X menu and then regular press X. So X menu is when you open the menu, and then this is just when you're walking around opening doors. So that leads us to actually one of the most complicated bits I have here, which is the menu UI. It was complicated at least, but I fixed it because it was just completely ridiculous. So what we have here is basically just it senses that you want to open the menu or document. Wait, hold on. Where is it? It's one of these. Alright. So, no, document open. Did I actually label that right? I think I forgot to, oh shit, hold on. I think I may have actually forgotten to relabel that as press square, I think. Or, no, there it is. Alright, cool. So, that's right, this is for when you open a document. I swear, I know what I'm talking about, I swear. So this is press square, right? And it sends a signal to the AND gate, and if there's no document open, which I'll get to that shortly, then that sends a signal, and then also there's this one which basically just does the same thing but adds a delay, just to make it a little better. In fact, actually, let's just get rid of that. Just, no, get rid of that, actually. Make it a little neater. Because I just realized I don't actually need that, so that's good. So, when that happens, it sends a signal to the selector and makes it go to B, which turns on the menu, which will activate menu 1 active. It'll actually add an AND gate, not gate, and that will go over to the gameplay one and turn off the press X and change it to press X menu, as well as go into here and just like change your movability, like make it so you can't walk around and stuff like that, so you're not trying to hassle with a bunch of controls at once. And then it goes into here, basically turns on the boxes, so like these are the menu boxes that you activate, and it recognizes which one's open by using slot 1 active, slot 5 active. And finally, it goes into the menu logic chip, which I actually already have open. Currently there's only 2 though, because I have to add like all the papers and all the items to it first before I start making several. So I currently have 3 and then a 4th one in the works. I'm just like typing out the document. So how it works is I'll go into this one, and slot 1 and 2 are actually slightly different because it has to read what was in the previous slot. So say you go into slot 1, right, and you go up to a document or a piece of paper on the table, and you press X. In fact, actually I can spawn one here now, because let's just do this one. So there, actually I made it to where it's movable, so I need to like make something under it. Otherwise it's going to fall into the void. There we go. So, let's say you have this, right? And you collected, it sends a signal saying that you collected it, and the chip on the guy's head has a sensor in it that recognizes that it's been collected right here, right? And so it now states that it has it in there. And I'll make it to where you can drop papers and drop items and like reset this later, but that's going to be a bit further. So you do that, and what happens is that it senses that in which one? Here it is, in here. So it knows that slot 1's empty because nothing is in there, and then it senses that it now has that, right? So it turns the variable onto 1, and basically makes it to where that works. And the reason I used variables is so you can carry it over into other parts of the dream. Otherwise, you're going to have a document in one part, and then you're going to go to like a new level link, or I guess dream link, not sure what you actually call it, but you know what I mean. And it's not going to be there. So I used the variables, and I made it to where it persists in dream. So when you have that, it'll send in a signal saying D class orientation paper already in menu, so it won't like have 2 of them in the same place. It'll have D class paper in slot 1, so now it knows which slot it's in, and then it's going to send a signal to this, which is just kind of like a little thing there you see in the. Let me open it up so I can show it. So like this here is basically just a paper in the box to show that there's something in there, kind of like a little icon, and then it's going to send a signal into this. Now this here is actually the logic for opening up the paper. So you have menu 1, slot 1 active, so that way you go to slot 1 and open, otherwise you go to like slot 5 and you press X and it still opens slot 1. That way it's just specific. Then there's menu 1 active, because I'm going to add in like a clipboard or a wallet for the second menu. So I want to be specific with that and make sure that there's nothing going on there. And then press X menu. And when you do that, it'll add into this counter here, and it'll open this microchip, which has all the stuff, like there's SCP, there's Secure Containment Protects, all of that, and I'll show you what it looks like later. So it does that. It actually activates this foliage debris, which is the closest thing I had to opening the paper. And then here it has press square, and the reason that's a thing is you open the menu with square and you close the menu with square, so that's why that's a thing. And finally it sends a signal saying document open, and I mentioned that, and when document's open it makes the menu disappear. That way like there's not several things going on at once. So what it looks like if I close all these is this. So you can interact, and I'll do that. It says press square, do that, and here's the menu. So I click on like X here, doesn't do anything, but if I click X on the actual paper, it'll bring it up. And if you notice, the menu disappeared, and now the paper's here. And it took, I think, like I want to say 10, maybe 12 different pieces of text to make this. And you press square and you go out of it, and you press square again and you go out of that. And finally, because there's 2 slots of logic currently, that means I can actually have 2 pieces of paper, which currently there's only, like, I have actually another document for 970, the Infinite Hallway, but I haven't added the physical paper in the game yet, so you can, like, have the logic be there, but it's going to take time to actually, like, make the paper and put it in there. So then finally, what makes it really cool is actually slot 2. So we'll do the same one. And this one actually has this little bit down here, these pieces. Because this way, it senses, so if it's already in the menu, right, then it's not going to spawn a new one, right? That way you don't have 2 of the same thing. And it won't spawn something if the slot before it's empty, so that way it fills it in numerical order, rather than just having it go in random places. And it does that, go into there, and then same thing. So, I of course had to like relabel it, slot 2 instead of slot 1. But that's it, so that's my character. Hope you guys enjoyed this short video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. By the way, not child friendly. Fuck you guys. Goodbye.